game rather soon, and well, the entirety of the development team is me, and I'm building this thing because I thought it might be fun to play it, so I'm building the game because I want to play it. Which, if you like to play it as well, fine. And, well, if you don't like to play it, fine as well. As long as one of us had fun, in this case me. Yeah, when it comes to the game world itself, it is a larger pen and paper RPG universe, and there's a whole bunch of lore and stuff behind that. But I'm not going to reveal this as part of this videos because you will be in later episodes discovering more about the RPG setting, gameplay, and universe where everything takes part. But that's for another time. Well, maybe you will give this game a go, or at least you've learned a bit about stuff in the Unreal Editor and how things are put together. Well, have a nice day, and thanks for watching. Bye!
Hello and welcome to Hellspace 5d6. I'm the developer and I would like to show you a bit around in the game. So let's start. We're going to play here a single player game. Let's delete the old save and start a new save. The first episode is right now included in the early access, so let's play this.
Resurrection sequence. Attempting revival and backup units.
So we're currently loading into the main world. That might take a while because the loading of the game isn't optimized yet, but here we are. We're just inside the resurrection chamber and there's some weird noises coming from several directions. So let's have a look around what we can find in here. Back here is a melee weapon. Let's grab that. So right now we have a melee weapon with us, which is rather useful. And on this table you will find a key card to open the door, a weapon and ammunition. So as she mentions, in order to open the door, there's a key required, and here's a key that we need. Ammunition, key, and gun. Let's open the door. On the other side are the first enemies you encounter, and let's get rid of this. Okay, let's see where we are. So, more incoming from this direction. Let's aim a bit and take them out. Headshots actually do more damage, so it makes sense to aim precisely in order to get rid of them. As long as you have still ammunition, the game will automatically reload. So if you press F, you get the flashlight and get some more, light into the world in order to see things. Over here we have some more enemies, and let's get rid of them. So you can also use a double jump feature, so essentially in order to traverse the map a bit more quickly. In here we have another room with enemies inside, and it might be a good idea to circle back out and make sure that they don't get behind us. Oh, there's another one down there. So let's pick that up. Over here you can find everywhere in the world hidden passageways and ways to get around, like this one where we just destroyed this grid in front of this maintenance shaft, and we can go in here and continue if we want to. In here it's really dark, so it might be a good idea to use infrared vision. So infrared vision has a limited sight range, as you can see, but it shows you everything in proximity really clear. So we can see the end of the corridor in normal vision, but in infrared we just lose it after a few meters. Okay, let's get rid of those enemies. By the way, they're highlighted nicely if you're playing in infrared mode. That was not such a good idea. Let's go through this hallway and have a look what's on the other side. Oh, the hallway. Okay, so I'm gonna be heading back to where we just came from and continue my exploration in the main staircase area. Let's take those guys out, and there are some more enemies in here. It looks like the resurrection chamber where we came from, and obviously we find some more equipment and stuff in here that we can take along with us. For example, we're finding a weapon here, and an alternative outfit here, so let's go in here. Here's my list of weapons. Here's my list of stuff that I picked up. I have more pistol ammo, that's useless, and that's another outfit, and you see, well, it didn't change much. A few statistics and the skirt rates have changed. Oh, yes. One just lurking down here. There's another explosive container, so let's see if we can trick this enemy into walking into the explosion that we're triggering. And that worked nicely. Those spatial distortions here are not only visual, they actually do damage, so it's not a good idea to run into them. Let's proceed further up the staircase and get rid of this guy here. Oh, well, he's a tough one. And we also have grenades, so let's use a grenade. Well, the timing was slightly off, but anyway. Okay, so this is no more ammunition in the new rifle, so let's continue with using the pistol. You can use the mouse wheel to switch between the weapons that you have in your 4 quick slots, which are also accessible via the middle mouse click. Click the middle mouse and select the weapon you'd like to have. Okay, so let's continue over here and have a look around. Here we have some more ammunition, which is rather useful, and some grenade pickups. So let's see how we can get further up in this staircase room. Good place to use the grenades, since we can get rid of those enemies from above here without going into close range. Let's speed up things a bit and go further. Well, now we managed to get underwater, so let's get back up there by swimming around here, taking a left and finding the staircase. So, oh, there's money. That might be slightly dangerous. Okay. Some more grenades and some equipment is always useful. And oh, there's one down there. Let's see what we find in here. Well, it makes sense to first take out the guys with guns because they are more dangerous. They can hit you over a larger distance. Well, here seems to be a hallway below, but let's first use the stone. So let's head up here and have another look around. Let's increase some RPG statistics before we go in here. We have quite some amount of XP, so let's make us jump a bit higher and quicker and maybe a little bit more intelligent. Yeah, I think that was myself blowing myself up, so let's see how we can get there quickly.
I need a key. A key is needed. key. A key is needed.
Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted. Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted.
A key is needed. A key is needed. I need a key.
Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted.
A key is needed. It's impossible.
Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted.
need a key.
Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted. Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted.
Hello and welcome. I'm the developer of Wholespace 56 and I would like to give you a little tour of the third hangar, which is this one where I'm currently at in the editor. As you can see, we have the lower part of it flooded with cooling liquid that has leaked here from some other parts of the structure. And here we can see this light attack ship, which hangs here in the balance within this hangar sector. So we can see on the lower end and in the front there's a multitude of weapon systems, most likely powerful beam weapons, which are for direct assault attacks. And the front profile is intentionally designed to be very narrow, to not give other attacking ships the ability to hit lots of crucial components. So let's fly along the belly of this ship, maybe dive under it, and have a look on to the other side. Here we can see that there's another primary weapon just below down here. And we have some multitude of surface structures, and up here we have the bridge section. And as you can see from outside, this bridge has a crew of 3 crewmen crewing the ship, and we got quite a good view from here to the rest of the structure, the ship, and the rest of the hangar. If we cruise around the side, we see that there's an extendable section here which allows access to this area, and which is one of the entrances into the ship itself. While in the ship, we can make out that this area here is essentially the airlock, and you get past the airlock and you're getting into a connecting room, and the connecting room leads down to engineering, back to the avionics or electronic bay, and then also into a little crew quarter section which we just have around the corner here. And it goes further along here into an area which is again an airlock and connects the bathroom as well as the bridge. The general idea when building this spaceship and everything in it was to make it as believable as possible in regards to being a real thing. So I went about and thought, what do we actually need in here, and how I would go about designing it to make it functional. So this thing is how I would imagine a ship of this class being structured and functioning in regards to having the commander sit here with all the terminals around, having the pilot and the gunner sit here, and of course with holographic displays and all things you need in order to command this ship. So when we're heading back around the corner into the crew quarters, which are just through this airlock, we can see here that we of course have some lockers, we have a kitchen area, and we have some storage space up here, and on the other side we have some bunk beds in order to allow the crew to rest. So let's have a look further along here to the left and down here. We're entering now the engineering section, and the engineering section is comprised mainly on the back end with this gigantic engine structure that is also extending down to reactor and power systems, which we see here, that are directly hooked up to the really ginormous beam weapons which exit the ship in front, which you can see here going through the entire interior of the hull. And the idea behind this section is that actually everything that you see outside as a functioning part is also modeled on the inside and accessible in order to make this a fully, let's say, functioning environment and spaceship to explore and look around in. So let's head back up here and maybe have a look around this corner and out through the airlock again, where of course we have some lockers, we have the ventilation system, we have some decontamination stuff and some boxes and a keypad in order to get through this. Beside this, we can see that there's a multitude of fighter escort vessels hanging in idle position inside this hangar. So this ship is supposed to be deployed along with a fighter escort that's exiting along with it out of the same hangar. We have up here a construction that allows for the ship to be well fixed and moved about via the wiring and the construction up there. And here in the back we see the engine compartment's output and basically the thrusters which are supposed to drive this thing forward. Let's speed up the movement a bit and have another look around. And we've just been inside here. And of course, the only area with real windows is here, the bridge up here. And we have another thing here that is this construction. And what it is designed to do is basically, if this thing enters combat, it would be a really stupid idea to have a big glass section visible from the front and, well, woundable to enemy fire. So if this thing enters into combat, it's gonna take this section. Of course, I'm just faking it right now and moving this up from the design standpoint, which will change the silhouette from the front and make incoming fire intersect this armor plating rather than just pierce straight through the bridge and make the vessel completely useless. So this is what this section is about. And the same goes also for the plating here that can be extended or folded away, and that's just additional armament to divert fire that's incoming in order to stop it from hitting the hull straight on and causing damage. So, well, that's what I want to talk about in regards to this hangar section, and show you that we have spaceships in here which are sort of designed with a bit of reasoning behind them. So let's go for another place with a nice view, maybe down here. I'm looking up here, and that's it for this small update in regards to Hull Space 5D6 and the level design going into the game. Thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to Hull Space 5D6. Let's have a look at the game itself. Let's start a new game and wait for the game to load.
Resurrection sequence failed. Unit corrupted. Attempting revival in backup units.
So apparently our unit has been corrupted and we're getting resurrected somewhere. And it looks like we just have been resurrected here in this resurrection chamber. Let's have a look around and see what we can find. There's something glowing here and there seems to be a weapon, which is always useful. This looks like a melee weapon. Let's see what else is here. Oh, that might be a key card, some ammunition, and a more powerful weapon with range capabilities. Let's have a further look into the world of Hull Space. What might be lurking behind this door? Well, that doesn't look like something that you want to run into, so let's zoom in, aim and get rid of this in the most efficient way. let's have a look out here. We're seeing some noises around. There's some burning stuff. Well, there's definitely something going on. Over here, more of those creatures, which can be disposed of by somewhat violent means. Where's my melee weapon? Let's cut this one down here. Oh, that didn't work that well. I took some damage there. Oh, here's another one. So let's dispose of this one as well. Oh, there's something going on here to the right. That might be an explosive container, so it looks like an explosive container, so let's try that out at some point. Well, that looks like the resurrection chamber out of the intro sequence, so let's have a look around, maybe we find some useful stuff here. Okay. Oh, here's stuff, here's another weapon, and here's some more equipment. Let's have a look at the inventory. So, okay, we've got rifle, pistol, and melee weapon. We've got an additional piece of clothing. Let's try this on. Okay, that changed the skirt length. Might be useful or not. Can't tell right now. Let's spend some of the XP that we gathered in order to increase our capability of being mobile, which nicely triggers the ability to double jump that we have now in combination with a new outfit enabled. So that should make us more of a serious challenge to those creatures, especially because we can do now things like that. So let's have a look into this room. Oh, yeah, let's have a look outside the room and see how we can solve this without getting into close combat, because those things really do serious melee damage. But the good thing is they're zombie-like creatures that just don't happen to be really fast in moving. So as long as we see them in time, we should be okay, at least in this section. Let's have a look over here. So that's where we came from. Oh, here's something to the right. Here's another door. Well, here are more of our friends, so let's dispose of them and have a look around. Oh, I think I'm gonna head back to the main hallway and see what I can explore here. There seems to be a staircase. And there's another one of those. There was another one of those, and I found a health pack, which might be useful for later on. Oh, two more of them. Let's do something about this. So that's those. Yeah, he should be also gone. Well, he was a tough one. There's one with a gun. Let's see if we can not get shot by this guy. Oh, there's an explosive container. Yep, that should have taken care of this guy. Wow, this thing didn't get anywhere. Oh, what about you? Yeah, a few more headshots might do the trick. So, what's going on up here? Well, we've got one of those. What's in here? Yeah, here's some more. Yeah, maybe not go in there. What's this? Oh, that's not a good idea to walk through this. There seems to be some temporal anomaly or some weird space distortion. Might be related to what's going on in this location, but yeah, there's weird stuff lying around. Let's have a further look around in this level. What's up here? We've got another one of those guys with a gun, which actually managed to shoot me a couple of times, which is a bit annoying, but well, we're not running low on ammunition, and here's some more ammunition. That's fine. There seems to be something down there in the corridor, or in the room behind this. I'm gonna investigate that later, and have a look further up here. Well, we've got some enemies, which haven't seen me yet, so let's see if I can take them out with yeah, I can take them out, but they actually reacted to me, which is a bit surprising, or not. Well, there's some kind of cyber zombies, so they might have some senses. Oh, there's another one of those. And let's have a look around here, or here. Let's jump a bit, just to see. Oh, is anything interesting up here? Not really, but a nice view down there. So let's see how we can progress up here. Oh, I might actually do something like reload my weapon and move up the staircase. So let's get rid of those guys up here. Yes, I think they didn't have a chance. He's got a good one. Oh, that's quite a few enemies, so let's see if I can just outmaneuver them while shooting them. Yeah, that seems to be not such a good idea. So let's do a little bit more of tactics and maybe retreat in here and see if we can take them out without standing in the line of fire. Okay, he's down. What do we have here? Two more of them. So yeah, good thing that they're a bit stuck, but yeah, I think I've got them. Yeah, here's nothing of interest. But there are two of those guys. And one has a ranged weapon. Well, he's a bit erratic, but that should be solvable. Oh, yeah, that's good. More equipment, and another one coming from over here. So let's get rid of this one. And, well, I think that was just a health spec dropping down there. Might have been useful to pick it up, but now it's somewhere else. Okay, before I investigate further here, let's see what we can find back here. Well, we just came up. So there is a doorway, and there are enemies doing funny things and falling down to their death, which is a good indication to maybe not jump down there. So, can I use my flashlight? Yes, I can use my flashlight, so I can see more things, and I can even see more things than more things if I'm switching on my night vision, which is rather useful. But let's have a look into this room. There are enemies down there. Let's throw a few grenades and see what happens. Well, besides that I'm not good at throwing grenades, because I obviously didn't hit all of them. But the spiral staircase, the slow enemy moving up, we can deal with that. Let's have a look in infrared mode. Wow, here's a health pack. That's rather useful. And yeah, I have a limited view distance, but I see everything as long as it's active. In regards to the thing, it consumes energy, and of course it's linked to the RPG statistics, so if I'm increasing some of them, the amount of energy it consumes and other stuff changes, so it makes sense to actually go ahead and look up what to spend XP on in order to be more efficient. So let's go up here and have a look. Here's the passageway. That's a bit dark, but good thing is we can switch to VR mode whenever we want to. By the way, the flashlight is never running out, so you can always use the flashlight if you like to. I think it's more spooky if you don't, but that's just the opinion of the developer. Well, so let's see, we've got those two taken care of as well. Okay, there might be something in the other room there. There's some guys down in this hallway, so I should have a look over there and see what I can do about them. Yep, this one is taken care of and taken out. Some health packs are always beneficial. As you can see, we're running a bit out. I didn't see that one coming. And this one lurked in the shadows, but a good thing we used night vision mode. So let's go up here now. There are some more of our friends. And that's taken care of. So let's progress a bit further into the depth of this. Well, I don't know. No, that's a bit tricky. There's a physics object stuck, but I can still get through it, so that's good. Now what do we have here? Here we have something where it goes on below, but oh, I'm not going down there. I'm just going to walk down to this nice lit alleyway or hallway in order to, get here. Which seems to be a big hangar-like structure that's flooded with a somewhat unpleasant-looking liquid and debris of some space fighters. Oh, and some things with claws that are coming my way. So they are actually a bit quicker than I am running backwards, so I should... Okay, jumping over solves this issue. Let's have a look down here. Oh, here's another one of those guys with a ranged weapon, and yeah, this one back there didn't see me so far, so I'm good here. Just have to get rid of this one. So this, well, they seem to be always also flying in spaceships, so we might be somewhere in space, which is also suggested by the sky up there. That's a bit too fast. Can I get rid of that? Yeah, I just have to work on the timing for this to be more efficient. Maybe this time we can just use a grenade in order to solve this issue. Yeah, that's... Okay, that was just in time. So let's get out of this room and see where else we can go. Maybe into this hallway. So, anyone here? There's no one here, that's good, so no one's attacking me right away. Let's go over here and see where this leads. Okay. They want to see me, so I have to get rid of this one. And this one as well, which is a bit more challenging. Yeah, so let's dispose of them then, and well, we're back in the hallway where we came from, so we have physics objects still kind of lying in the way of the door, so just pick the doorway, and let's explore a bit over here. We didn't go any further, but let's go. Oh, there's one.
I'm hit.
Yeah, that's such a smart move to go into close combat in close quarters. There's one down there. That's we're out of grenades. That would have been a good chance to use one. And yep, that's us respawning down here. So I think we just got killed. So that's the first glimpse into Hellspace 56, an upcoming game in early access. The game itself is going to be releasing soon, and in regards to what you can expect, well, that was the first section of the first episode, where I've just been showing you parts of the levels and some of the gameplay which you can expect from this game. Well, if you like what you see, have a look at the Steam page, and maybe this game is for you. If it's not for you, also fine. Thanks for watching, and have a good time. Hello, and welcome to this little video about Hellspace 56. I'm the developer of this game, and I would like to show you around in the Unreal Editor in order to give you an idea how this game is put together. So let's switch on the helper object and have a look here. If you're wondering what the character on the lower right is, that's one of the characters out of one of the upcoming episodes of the game, and I just thought it would be kind of nice to just take this character and use it in this video to present the game to you. So essentially what we see is the starting position. Right after the intro sequence, your character will spawn at this player start position, having this view into the world. So if you're looking around, you're seeing some helper objects, like for example this one. That's a spherical reflection capture as a basic Unreal Engine feature, and it's taking cube map from this point and applying it to all the objects here. So the reflections that you see are actually pre-baked reflections. There's no RTX or anything on, but as you can see down here, as long as those reflection captures are placed in a good way, they get decent results for the visual presentation of the rendering and the world around you. So let's switch on the helper objects again. Let's go to the next one. Well, those are obviously light sources, which are partially baked and partially real-time. The baked light sources end up in the light maps, so let's go to a few where I can show you this. Lighting detail. This is the baked light map scene. So those lights will be pre-computed and then gets baked into textures which are arranged on the surfaces according to a segment UV channel. So the light that you see here is actually not really there, it's just baked into textures. But the result view shows up nicely. We can see that here are pickups and items lying around. Up here is a weapon, it's a blade, a melee weapon. We have down here some XP pickups, Here a resurrection chamber trigger that might be useful for some players later on in case they find themselves in a degenerated state, or their characters more or less. Here you can see what's on the first table that you encounter. There's some more XP to pick up, ammunition, or a ranged weapon with limited ammunition, of course, and a keycard. And here in front we're seeing this door frame. This door itself has certain properties. For example, it is a player-only door, which is here to prevent the AI from opening the door. But the AI wouldn't anyway be able to open the door because it requires a red key. And I haven't placed any AI in the world that happen to have a red key. So you're pretty safe in here when you start the game, since the only way that there are bad things coming in is if you open the door and leave it open. So this is a good start to give you the chance to explore the basic mechanics like movement, your inventory, your weapon, your equipment, and learn that you can use keys to open doors, which will in turn open this door. The second system that's also placed here is the dynamic audio system. The dynamic audio system is based on those triggers which are spread all over the world and some conditions which I'm looking at in the player character controls blueprint, where I'm evaluating the scene that you're in. So I'm looking at how many monsters is there, what's the current state of your health, what's going on in this level, and I'm picking up the information from those trigger volumes additionally in order to select the music to play. So the music system is for now partially dynamic. I'm also looking into adding a fully dynamic audio system in regards to music to it, where the tone and mood inside the location, inside an audio track change, but that is currently not in the version which is in early access. So let's just trigger some music. In this case, it will just go ahead and play this music finally. So that's what it does. So this door opens and you're out here. Now you're in this big, large staircase area that has the lower level flooded with water. So this might be interesting to notice. So there's water in the game and you obviously can swim and dive in it. Here we're seeing our enemy characters. Those enemy characters are placed in the world like this, wherever I thought it might be good to have them. They have properties, they have animations, textures, they basically have each different settings in regards to the movement speed, attack damage, and reaction radius to vary that a bit. Some of them are harder to kill, like for example this guy will be harder to kill than, for example, this one that is barely wearing any protection. So let's have a look at this character. So this is, of course, a skeletal mesh. Skeletal meshes are meshes which are linked to a skeleton. The skeleton is used to do the animation part that drives and moves the character. So this is our basic character enemy, and in its highest level of detail, level D0. When you're further away, it switches down to the level of detail 1, 2, and 3 when you're really far away, and it changes from having 20,000 polygons to just running around with 4,000 polygons, which of course it's much easier for the graphic card to handle many of those if they are further away. So that's the LOD system of Unreal, and of course it's going to be used in this game in order to make sure that, well, there's some performance for playing the game left. So this is the physics setup for the ragdoll itself. As you can see, we have two elements here. We have the rigid body thingies here, which are basically the gizmos that collide with things. They are kind of capsules, and I think they're also named capsules. And we have those constraints which constrain each of the skeleton's joints to certain range of motions. This is a really good concept because it allows for the designer to set up everything in a way that the character doesn't completely fall apart, but behaves physically like a ragdoll when he breaks down. So this is just a basic Unreal system that is utilized in this game, so nothing special, but I thought I anyway going to talk about it. Here we have, for example, a simple explosive container. I think everybody by now knows what to do with those in games. You shoot them, they explode. In this case, you shoot them, they explode, you're close to it, you're dead. Well, that happens if you are in an explosion. Here we have level elements which can also damage you. In this case, this thing here is an area that is hazardous, so there's some spatial anomaly, distortion, weird thing going on, and if you walk into it, you basically get